Towers. And that's fouled away. As counts out 0-2. Here's the 0-2. And that's a high fly ball in the left field. And he's there for out number 1. As that was caught by the left fielder, Terpu. One out in the inning, and that pitch is low and outside. And that's popped in the foul territory on the right side, and that's going to be caught for the second out of the inning. On the mound for Hightower is Braylon Kizzy. Now Garcia up to bat for the Rangers, as that's outside 1-0. Here's the 0-1. And curveball in the corner for strike 2. As counts 0-2. Kizzy is ready. Here's the pitch, and that's high. As I'll bring the count to 1-2. And just outside, counts even. And that's high, ball 4. As Garcia will take his base. As I'll bring up the left fielder Miller to the plate for the Rangers with 2 outs and 1 on. Kizzy looks at first. Here's a pitch. As that's low, 1-0. And the throw to second is not in time, as that'll be a stolen base for the Rangers. As count still 1-1. And swing and a miss. That's a strikeout now in the inning. As we'll head to the bottom of the first. As the Hurricanes will come up to bat. And we welcome you back to Vype Fort Bend between the Hightower Hurricanes and the Clements Rangers. As will be the shortstop Gutierrez to the plate for Hightower. As that's inside, counts 1-1. And curveball inside in the corner for strike 2. As on the mound for Clements is Nafiger. Here's the 1-2, and that's outside. And the count will be even. Nafiger is ready. Here's the pitch. And fouled away as Gutierrez stays alive.
We have a card that's lost, a Chase Bank card. Delio. Last name, Delo. Elsa.
Here's the 2-2, and curveball that's high,
Up here.
and counts full.
You lost your card, your bank card. I have it.
Here's the 3-2, and that's ripped into left field. And Miller's there to make the catch for out number 1. As I'll bring up the left fielder Austin Bowen for the Hurricanes with 1 away. .176 batting average for Bowen on the season. That one is grounded. Pitcher has it to the first in time for out number 2. As Nafiger makes the play, and it'll be 2 away for the Hurricanes. As I'll bring up the center fielder, Dylan Plain to the plate with 2 away. And curveball inside for a strike. As counts 0-1. And just high. As I'll make it 1-1. And that's low in the dirt. As I'll make it 2-1. And outside. Hitters count at 3-1. And that's grounded. Nafiger to throw the first in time for out number 3. As we'll head to the second, as we're scoreless, as we'll be back here on Vype Fort Bend. And back here on Vype, Fort Bend. Here at the top of the second, scoreless here. As Fort Bend County Baseball and FightFortBend.com is brought to you tonight by Archer Volkswagen. First Tire and Automotive with our 4 great Fort Bend County locations, including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency. Save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. Next Level Urgent Care with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fort and Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And brought to you by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. As we're here on the top of the second, scoreless here between the Hightower Hurricanes and the Clements Rangers. As to be the designated hitter, Culver to the plate. As to be kissing his second inning of work. As Culver steps into the box. Cloudy day here in the Houston area. Hopefully no rain comes through. And Kizzy the lefty. The wind up in the pitch, and that's a curveball inside for a strike. And I'll make it 0-1. And that's outside. As I'll make it 1-1. And swing and a miss for strike 2. As Kizzy gets ahead in the count. And curveball outside. And the count will go even. And curveball grounded to third base. Bill the first is in time for out number 1. As Torres makes the throw.
Up at bat, number 44, Ben Couture.
As I bring up the first baseman, Ben Couture to the plate with 1 away. As Kizzy is ready, here's the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 1 with the fastball. Here's the 0-1. And curveball just outside low. And I'll make it 1-1. And change up just high. As I'll make it 2-1. And swing and a miss right down the middle with the fastball. And it counts even at 2-2. Kizzy's ready. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. And a throw to first is in time for out number 2. As that'll be 2 away for Clements.
Now up at bat, number 20, Taylor Brown.
As I'll bring up Brown to the plate, the right fielder, with 2 away for the Rangers. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. As counts 0-1. And that's low. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And curveball is high. As I'll make it 2-1. And curveball just high. As I'll make it a hitter's count at 3-1. And swing and a miss for strike 2. Got him with the changeup. And counts full. And that's outside ball 4. As Brown will take his base. And the Rangers will have a runner on with 2 outs.
Up at bat, number 14, Jackson Knaith.
As I'll bring up the second baseman, Jackson Knaith, with 2 outs and a runner on for the Rangers. Kizzy looks at first. Here's the pitch. And that's a fly ball into center field. And Payne is here for out number 3. As we'll head to the bottom of the second, as we're still scoreless. As we'll be right back here on Vype Fort Bend. As we're here in the bottom of the second here on Vype Fort Bend, still scoreless between Hightower and Clements. Nafgar on the mound and throws a strike right down the middle. As counts 0-1. As I bring up Starnes to the plate. Here's the 0-1. And ripped away and fouled. That's counts 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Nafgar. That's low in the dirt. 1-2. And Nafgar steps off the mound. Reset. And that's hit hard up the middle. That's going to be a stand-up single. As Starnes reaches first. And the Hurricanes have a leadoff runner on. As I bring up the pitcher, Kizzy, to the plate. Chance to help his own cause. As Nafgar's ready. Here's a pitch. And curveball low, 1-0. Here's 1-0, the check at first. And gets back in time. As Starnes gets back on the bag. Here's a 1-0. And grounded. And throw to first. Not in time. As the runner's out at second. Has to be one away. As I bring up the second baseman, Terpoo, to the plate. One away. Runner on first. And not sure if that's a wind or some thunder in the area. Or it might be just an airplane. Has to be Terpoo to the plate. And check out first, and the tag not in time. Here's a pitch. That's low, 1-0. Here's the 1-0, and the bunt gets it down. Throw the first in time for out number 2. And advances the runner to second. As Hightower has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. As I'll bring up the designated hitter, Barber, to the plate. Here's the pitch, and curveball right down the middle for a strike at the knees. And curveball, just low. Counts 1-1. And that's a fly ball in the right field. And some Nemo is here for out number 3. As we'll head to the top of the third. Still scoreless here on Vype Fort Bend. As we'll be right back. And we're back here on Vype Fort Bend. Scoreless here at the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Kizzy. That's outside, 1-0. As it'll be the center fielder, Cemento. Up to the plate for the Rangers. That's outside, 2-0. Here's a 2-0. And fouled off the catcher's mask. As he'll make it 2-1. As Semino's back in the box, counts 2-1. And tries to go down for a bunt, but holds back. As will be hitter's count. Here's 3-1 from Kizzy. And that's inside, ball 4. And the Rangers will have a leadoff runner on. As I'll bring up the pitcher, Nafgar, to the plate. As Nafgar steps into the box. As Semino gets a lead at second. He's going to second base and no throw. And he's in there with ease. Stolen base for Semino. And the Rangers have a runner in scoring position. It's a 1-0 count to Nafgar. Guess he looks at second. Here's the pitch. Tries to go down for a bunt. It's called a strike. As I'll make it 1-1. Guess he looked at second. Here's the pitch. And puts down a bunt down the third base line, and it goes foul. As I'll make the count 1-2. As Ridge Point leads Travis 1-0 in the second. Counts 1-2. And he'll step off the mound. Looks back at second. Here's the pitch. And once again, that's low. Counts even at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Kissy. Runner going to third. Here's a throw. And it's high, and he's in there with ease. And another stolen base. And Clements has a runner on third with no outs. 2 stolen bases for Semino. As counts full to Nafgar. And that's ripped into right field. That's going to drop. And it's going to be 1-0 Clements over Hightower. RBI single by Nafgar. And it's 1-0 Rangers. Line down between first and second base. As speed runner on first. 1 out. As umpire calls time. As we're back at the top of the order. And now Nafgar's going to second, and the tag is not in time. And softly grounded. Kizzy has it, though. The first is offline. That's going to go into foul territory. And another runner will score for Clements, as they'll make it 2-0 Rangers. As the goalkeeper will score. As I'll bring up Garcia to the plate. And still no outs. Because he's ready, checks at first. Here's a tag, not in time. Checks again at first. Garcia going to go down for a bunt. Pitches high. Here's a throw to second, and that throw is in time for out number 1. And catches Demon stealing. 1 away for the Rangers. Here's a 1-0. And swing and a miss for strike 1. As Doles leads Elkins 1-0, bottom of the second. As that pitch is in there for a strike. As counts 1-2. And curveball. And popped out of play and foul. As Garcia will stay alive. Here's a 1-2. And that's a fly ball into center field. And diving catch. What a play in the outfield. As that's Payne. Makes the play in center field. And it's 2 away for the Rangers. As I bring up the left fielder Miller to the plate with 2 outs. Because he's ready, that pitch is low. Here's a 1-0. That's outside. As counts 2-0. And fouled. As I make the count 2-1. And play is paused. As Fort Bend County Baseball on VypeFortBend.com is brought to you tonight by Archer Volkswagen. First Tire and Automotive with 4 great Fort Bend locations including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency, save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. Next Level Urgent Care, with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fort and Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. As counts 2-2. With 2 outs, here's the pitch from Kizzy. And curveball. Looks like it dropped in there for a strike, but it's called a ball as it's going to be a full count. And that's low ball 4, another runner on for the Rangers with 2 outs. And brought to you by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. As I'll bring up the designated hitter, Culver to the plate with 2 outs and runner on first. Kizzy looks at first, checks at first, and the tag is just not in time. And they're going to say he's out. That's out number 3. First base coach said safe, umpire said out. As that will end the top of the 3rd, as we'll head to the bottom of the inning. Rangers score 2 as they lead at 2-0 over Hightower. Back here on Vype Fort Bend as the Rangers lead at 2-0 over the Hurricanes. That's grounded to 3rd. What a play. So to 1st. In time for out number 1. Messed up. That's 1 out. As I bring up Christian Taylor to the plate. As be the right fielder, Tilford. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 1. And grounded and fouled. Yes, counts 0-2. Here's the pitch. And foul tip stays alive. That was a off speed pitch. Yes, counts 0-2, 1 out. Here's the 0-2. And it's high 1-2. And it's curveball low in the dirt. Counts even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Stays alive. And foul back. Out of play. And pitches outside, counts full at 3-2. As Dulles now leads Elkins 2-0 going to the bottom of the third. And pitches high, ball 4. Run on first with 1 out for the Hurricanes. This will bring the first baseman Williams to the plate. As Nafgar's ready. Checks first. And caught in the pickle. And Tilford's going to be tagged out for out number 2. And it'll be 2 away for the Hurricanes. As Williams gets back into the box. Here's the pitch from Nafgar. And that's a fly ball blooper in the left field. That's in for a single. As I'll bring up number 22. I'll bring up number 22 to play. Here's the throw to first. Here's the check. No tag. And check at first, and he's going to be caught. Here's the pickle once again. Toss to second. And throw to first. Right back to second. The dive, he's in there and out. And now in the third inning, as we'll head to the top of the fourth, as Clements still leads it 2-0. And welcome back to Fight Fort Bend as Clements leads it 2-0 over Hightower. Kizzy in his fourth inning of work has given up 2 runs and 1 unearned. Here's the pitch, and that's a fly ball in the left field. And Bone is there for out number 1. Gets under it. As will be 1 away for Clements. As I'll bring up Kuchar to the plate. As Kizzy's ready, here's the pitch. And outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0, and swing and a miss with the slider. And curveball drops in for strike 2. Kizzy ahead in the count. Here's a 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. As Kuchar strikes out, 2 away. As I'll bring up the right fielder, Brown, to the plate with 2 away. Brown steps into the box. Kizzy's ready, here's the pitch. And swing and a miss with the slider for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Kizzy. And that's popped and fouled back and out of play. As Kizzy goes ahead in the count at 0-2. And outside, 1-2. Kizzy's ready, here's the pitch. And outside once again, counts even. And that's popped in the infield. And Gutierrez, the shortstop, is there for out number 3. As we'll head to the bottom of the 4th as Clements still leads it 2-0 over the Hurricanes. As Fort Bend County Baseball on FightFortBend.com is brought to you tonight by Archer Volkswagen. First Tire and Automotive, with 4 Fort Bend County locations, including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency, save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. Next Level Urgent Care, with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fort and Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And brought to you by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. And back here on Fight Fort Bend, as Clemens leads it over Hightower 2-0. That's the curveball up 1-0. Update on Doles and Elkins, tied 2-2, bottom of the third. As counts 2-0. Nafgar with the pitch. And inside, counts 3-0. With number 22 at the plate. See what his name is. Austin Bowen. And inside ball 4. Bowen gets on base. And leadoff runner for the Hurricanes. So bring up number 5, 6. Jeremy Payne. Nafgar looks at first. Here's a pitch. And fouled away. Good hack. Counts 0-1. As Rich Point now leads Travis 4-0 at the top of the 4th. And check at first. And the tag is safe as the ball comes out of the glove. Counts 2-1. Check at first again. No tag. And the catcher, Demons, coming out to check in with Nafgar. As counts 0-1. Looks at first, here's the pitch. And popped in the air. And the right fielder, Semino, comes in, makes the catch in the infield. And one away for Hightower. So bring up Starnes to the plate. With 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that's in there at the knees for a strike. And check at first, and tag not in time. Here's the 0-1. And that's a blooper. That drops into center field. And it'll be runners at first and second. Just 1 out. And Hightower is threatening. And I'll bring up the pitcher, Kizzy, coming up to the plate to help his own cause. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Looks at first. Here's a pitch. And curveball high. Looks at second. Here's a 1-0. Throw to second, and the tag is not in time as he just gets back into the base. Here's the 1-0 and fouled away. As I'll make the count 1-1. And that's high, 2-1. Check second. No throw. Here's the 2-1. And swing and a miss. Chase that one. Counts even at 2-2. Looks at second. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded. Shortstop has it. Toss the second for 1. Throw the first for 2. In time for double play. As they strand the runners as Clements still leads it 2-0. As we'll head to the top of the 5th. Back here on Vype Fort Bend, as Clements still leads it 2-0 over Hightower here at the top of the 5th. And that pitch is low, goes to the backstop, as I'll make it 1-0. And up to the plate for Clements, his second baseman, Number 14, Kunith. Kizzy with the 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup for strike 2. Kizzy goes ahead in the count. Here's a 1-2. And outside. Count goes even. Here's a 2-2 and swing and a miss for strike 3. Made him chase. And it's 1 away for Clements here in the top of the 5th. As I'll bring up the center fielder, Semino, to the plate. As Kizzy has settled in after giving up those 2 runs. And that one's ripped to left field. And a dive. Unable to get there. Goes to the wall. And Semino's in with a stand-up double. And good effort on the diving attempt by Austin Bowen. Just unable to get to it. As it's a stand-up double for Semino. And Clements with the runner on second, 1 out. Back at the top of the order for Zagolki, the shortstop. Chance to do something here with the runner in scoring position. As that pitch is low in the dirt. Counts 1-0. And going to third. Hit into left field on a liner. And Semino's going to score home safely. And Clements now leads it 3-0 over Hightower. RBI single by Zagolki. It'll be runner on first, 1 away. Bring Dimmons to the plate. And that pitch is high, 1-0. As Zagolki smacked that one to left center field. Here's the check at first and the tag. Going to get back to the bag. And pitch is high and inside, 2-0. And that's a high fly ball in the deep left field. Back at the wall, at the warning track, and makes the catch. That's Austin Bowen. As Dimmons gave that one a drive in the left field. As Bowens makes the catch at the warning track. And that's another fly ball in the center field. And what a catch. And now in the inning, as that's Payne. As Clements adds on a run and makes it 3-0. What a catch by Payne to end the inning. As we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, as Clements leads it 3-0 over Hightower. And back here on Fight Fort Bend, here at the bottom of the fifth, as Clements extended their lead to 3-0 over Hightower with the RBI single. As Fort Bend County Baseball on FightFortBend.com is brought to you tonight by Archer Volkswagen, First Tire and Automotive, with 4 great Fort Bend County locations, including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency, save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. And Next Level Urgent Care, with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fort and Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And brought to you by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. As that throw, the first is in time for out number 1. As that play was made by the second baseman, Kunith on the ground ball. As it's 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. As we'll bring up the designated hitter Barber to the plate. Nafgar for Clemens in his 5th inning of work. So that's right down the middle for a strike. Has thrown 4 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. And softly grounded on the chase and going to go down the line and foul. As Kucher tried to go after it. As counts 0-2. Nafgar's ready. Here's the pitch. And just low at the knees. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And fouled away. As Barber stays alive at 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And in the corner, strike 3. Caught him looking with the off speed. And it'll be 2 away for Hightower. As I'll bring up third baseman Dallas Torres to the plate with 2 away. Here's the pitch by Nafgar, and that's right at the knees for a strike with the changeup. And changeup high. As counts 1-1. And high and inside, 2-1. And that's fouled back out of play. As count goes even at 2-2. And outside, full count. Here's the 3-2, and fouled away as Torres stays alive. And in the top of the 4th, Doles extends their lead over Elkins 5-2. Here's the full count to Torres, and swing and a miss for strike 3, and now in the inning. As we'll head to the 6th, as Clements still leads at 3-0 over Hightower here on Vype Fort Bend. And we welcome you to the top of the 6th as Clements still leads Hightower with a score of 3-0. Kizzy in the 6th inning of work for the Hurricanes. And that pitch is at the knees with the changeup for a strike. As it's the left fielder Miller at the plate for Clements. And that's inside for a strike. Goes off the catcher's glove. It's 0-2. Kizzy ahead in the count. Here's the 0-2. And that's grounded up the middle. Kizzy grabs it, throws the first in time for out number 1. Great play by Kizzy on the mound with a grounder right up the middle. 1 away for Clements. As I bring up the designated hitter, Culver, to the plate. 1 away. And that's high, 1-0. And that's low, 2-0. Try to throw in a curveball. Here's a 2-0 to Culver. And just below the knees, 3-0. Culver ahead in the count. And right down the middle for a strike. As counts 3-1. Kizzy's ready. Here's the pitch. And in the inside corner for strike 2. As I make the count full at 3-2. Here's the pitch. And softly grounded. Kizzy dives for it. And unable to get to it as the ball slides away. And that's going to be an infield single for Culver. And Clements has a runner on with 1 out. As I bring up Kuchar to the plate, the first baseman. And the umpire gives the catcher Starnes new baseball. As it's getting a little chilly here in the Houston area. Had a little bit of rain. Actually got some rain coming in about an hour or so. Hopefully this game will be concluded by that time. As the runner takes a lead at first. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike with the fastball. And check at first, no tag. As counts 0-1 the coacher. And that pitch is low. And check that Kucher. As counts 1-1. Gizzy looks at first. Here's the pitch. And that's a fly ball in the center field. As Payne gets under it for out number 2. And they'll bring up the right fielder, Brown, coming up to the plate with 2 away. And it looks like it'll be a designated hitter, or excuse me, pinch hitter, as it'll be Michael Taylor now at the plate for Clements, as that pitch is inside. Here's the 1-0. And inside for a strike right on the edge. Counts 1-1. And Ridgepoint extends their lead to 6-2 on the top of the 4th over Travis. Here's the 1-1. And swing and a miss with a high changeup. Counts 1-2. And that's low in the dirt. Counts even at 2-2. And catch him lacking at first. Throw the second, and the tag is in time for out number 3. As he was caught sleeping between the bases. And Hightower gets him out, as that will end the top of the 6th, as we'll head to the bottom half of the inning, as Clements still leads it 3-0. And here at the bottom of the 6th, as Clemens leads it 3-0 over Hightower. As it pitches low, 1-0. And that pitch is in there for a strike. As Nafgar in his 6th inning of work has thrown 5 scoreless. And on the outside edge, in there for a strike, counts 1-2. And Nafgar steps off the mound. Here's 1-2. And swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup, and it's 1 away. As I'll bring up the shortstop Gutierrez to the plate. Nafgar's ready. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled away. Nafgar's ready. Here's the pitch, and that's high. Nafgar's ready. Here's a pitch, and that's low. 2-1. Here's a pitch, and that's hit hard up the middle to dive, and it gets past him into the outfield. That'll be a stand-up single for Gutierrez. And Hightower will have a runner on with 1 out. As that ball got past Sigolki into the outfield. Single for Gutierrez as I'll bring up Austin Bowen, the left fielder. Was 1 away. And that's low and inside, 1-0. Here's a 1-0. Right down the middle for a strike with the fastball. And gets past the runner, checking the third. He goes around second and easily gets into third. And Hightower has their first runner 90 feet away from the plate. And Minning on the mound, that might do it for Nafgar. As he's thrown 5 in the third, scoreless baseball. And manager's out there talking with him. And he's going to leave him in. With a 1-1 count. And runner at third. Here's a 1-1 count, trying to go down for a bunt. It's bunted in the air. It's going to go out of play into the stands here. As Gutierrez has to go back to third, was going to go for a hit and run there. As count will go to 1-2. Here's a 1-2 from NAFCAR, and curveball gets past him, goes to the backstop, and Gutierrez will easily score and now cut the lead down to 3-1 as Hightower gets their first run of the game here at the bottom of the 6th. As count will go to 2-2 to Bowen. An update on the Dulles-Elkins game. As that's a swing and a miss, strike 3 as Bowen strikes out. And 2 away for Hightower. And as I was saying, update on the Dulles-Elkins game as Elkins scores 2 more runs and they're within 1 as they now trail 5-4 at Dulles. As game's now at the bottom of the 4th. As that pitch is high for NAFCAR. As it's a center fielder, Payne at the plate. And that's grounded. Garcia has it, though the first is bobbled and unable to get it. As that's going to be an error on Garcia. For a Kuchar. And Hightower stays alive with a runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. As I bring up the catcher, Starnes to the plate. As Starnes will come up to the plate as the tying run. With 2 outs in the inning, runner on first. And it took him a bit to come to the plate as he had his catcher's gear on. Well, it looked like the end of the inning, but with the bobble on the air, here's the pitch. So that pitch is high. As Kuchar was unable to collect and throw at first. As counts 1-0. Here's the pitch. And inside 2-0. And we'll see if this will be the last batter for NAFCAR this inning. If he allows the runners, that's in there for a strike right up the middle. Here's the 2-1, checks that first, catches him sleeping again, and he's in a pickle. And there's the tag for out number 3. And we'll head to the top of the 7th. As Clements still leads it 3-1. And Starnes visibly frustrated after that play as we'll be right back here on Fight Fort Bend. And back here on Vype Fort Bend as Clements leads it 3-1 over Hightower here at the top of the 7th. And new pitcher on the mound for Hightower, as it's number 16, Nicholas Parsad. As Hightower scored a run at the bottom of the 6th. And actually had the tying run at the plate, but the runner was caught sleeping, got caught in the pickle, and Clemens able to tag him out. As will be the right fielder, Brown, coming up to the plate. Lead off the inning for the Rangers. And Barsard is ready. Here's the pitch, and that's just below the knees, 1-0. And that's a high fly ball, just in the outfield behind first base. And that's caught for out number 1. As Williams makes the play. One away for Clemens here in the top of the 7th. As I'll bring up Kunith to the plate, second baseman. Here's the pitch from Prasad. And that is popped in foul territory, and that's going to drop. As I'll make it 0-1. As counts 0-1. And softly grounded. Second baseman has it, though the first in time, 2 away. As Turpo makes the play. And I'll bring up the center fielder Semino to the plate with 2 away. Semino in the box. Here's the pitch from Prasad, and that's bunted. Catcher has it, though the first, gets past the first baseman into the outfield. And wasn't paying attention, and Semino unable to advance. As catcher Starnes is frustrated with himself. As Clemens will have a runner on with 2 outs. As will be shortstop Zagolki at the plate. Here's the pitch from Prasad. Runner going to second. Here's the throw. It's going to be offline and into the outfield. And shortstop Gutierrez able to back it up. And Clemens, however, runner was in scoring position with 2 outs. As Prasad on the mound. Looks back at second. Here's a pitch. And that's hit hard to the left field, and that is going to hook foul. As I'll make it a 1-1 count. That would have made it 4-1. Prasad looks at second. Here's the pitch. And throw to second as he gets back onto the bag as Semino. And it was called a strike. Counts 1-2. Prasad is ready, working quick. Here's the pitch, and curveball drops in right down the middle for strike 3. And now in the inning. Still holds the Clements lead at 3-1 as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Final chance for Hightower coming up here on Vype, Fort Bend. And here at the bottom of the 7th, final chance for Hightower, down 3-1 to Clements. And Nafgar in his 7th inning of work. Has thrown 6 innings of one-run baseball. And swing and a miss for strike 1, as it's the catcher Starnes at the plate for Hightower. And inside, checks his swing and didn't go. Counts 1-1. Nafgar gets his signal. Here's the pitch and curveball down low. 2-1. And right down the middle with the fastball. Counts even at 2-2. And fastball high. Counts full at 3-2. Here's the pitch. And on the edge. And ball 4. As Starnes will take his base. What a take. As the tying runner will come up to the plate. As it's the pitcher Prasad. And that was a true 50-50 ball right on the edge of the plate. And it'll be a pinch runner for Starnes at first base. And can't quite see the number in the back of the jersey. Here's a pitch from Gafgar. And that's high, 1-0. Nafgar looks at first. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, blew it past him for strike 1. And Hightower can tie this game with one swing and almost caught looking at first. And they're going to say he's safe. as that happened at the bottom of the 6th. But Starnes at the plate as they got the runner lacking between the bases and was able to get him out on the pickle. As the catcher Demons comes out to talk with his pitcher Navkar with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And at the knees for a strike. Counts 1-2. Navkar looks at first and checks first, no tag. Here's the 1-2 from Navkar. And right down the middle, strike 3. Caught him looking one away. And they'll bring up the second baseman, Turpo, to the plate. And an update on Rich Point and Travis as Travis cuts the lead to 6-3, top the 7th. And pitch hitter coming up for Tarpo. With one away. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. Big hack for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. And swing and a miss. As it's number 33 at the plate. I actually can't find his name on the roster. And strike 3, 2 away. And Hightower's down to their final out. And also want to thank our sponsors for the final time tonight. Archer Volkswagen, First Tire and Automotive. Needville Insurance Agency, Next Level Urgent Care, and Xfinity. As we bring up the first baseman Williams to the plate, the final chance for Hightower, as that's just outside 1-0. Looks at first, there's the 0-1. That's high. Thought about throwing the second. Gets back over to Navkar. 6 2/3 of one-run baseball. Chance for a complete game. Here's the 2-0. And that's ripped and out of play and foul. Solid hack by Williams. And here's a pitch inside, 3-0. Just going to let the runner go to second. Hitters count at 3-1. And he'll take his base. And the potential winning runner will come to the plate with 2 outs. As will be the third baseman, Torres, with 2 outs in the inning. And we'll see if this is Navkar's last batter. Runners on first and second. And that's hit in the left center field, and that's going to drop. Runner coming home. Here's a throw. It's offline, cut short. And Hightower has cut the lead down to 3-2. An RBI single by Torres. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Tilford, with the go-ahead runner at first base. And that might do it for NAFCAR, as he's pitched 6 2/3. Has given up the second run after the RBI single. And manager's having to talk on the mound. And he'll bring up the right fielder Tilford to the plate. Runners on first and second. And NAFCAR's going to stay in. Try to get this final out. As you got the tying run at second and the game-winning run at first. Huge at bat here for the right fielder Tilford. As NAFCAR is ready. And umpire calls time. NAFCAR's ready. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded. And bobbles it. And everybody is safe. As the goalkeeper couldn't get a hold of it. And the bases are juiced with 2 outs. As they'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Gutierrez, the shortstop. And a base hit could win this game. As it's pressure time for NAFCAR. Gutierrez at the plate with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's a pitch, and that's grounded right to the second baseman. Bobbles it, tying run comes home. Here comes a winning run. Here's a throw, and he is out. As we're all tied up at 3, as we'll head to extras. As the second baseman, Kunith, couldn't get a hold of it. And the throw wasn't in time the first, and everybody was safe. And then the throw to home to get the runner out as we head to extras. As we'll head to the top of the 8th. All tied up at 3. And back here on Vype Fort Bend as we have a thriller here in the top of the 8th. As the Hurricanes scored 2 at the bottom of the 7th to tie this game up with 2 outs. All tied up at 3 between Hightower and Clements. As Parsad stays on the mound for Hightower here on the top of the 8th. And leading off for Clements, it's going to be the catcher, Demons to the plate. As it's starting to get a little chilly here in the Houston area, dropping into the 60s. As the breeze is coming in after the raining weather earlier. And manager for Hightower talking with the umpire. Not sure if they made some changes. As it looks like Kizzy's going to be at first base. And it looks like it's going to remain Williams as he's unable to make the substitution. As it'll be Demons to the plate. Parsad on the mound. And the umpire cleaning off home plate. Sarn's going out to talk with Parsad, gets back behind the plate. We're underway for the top of the 8th. All tied up at 3 between Clements and Hightower. And Parsad is ready. Here's the pitch. And curveball right down the middle for a strike. And it actually hits Starnes in the sweet spot. Going to walk it off after that pitch as it's 0-1. As Starnes gets back behind the plate. As counts 0-1 to Demons. Here's the 0-1. And that's ripped into left field. That's going to drop, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Demons going to second. And that's going to be a stand-up double. And just like that, a runner in scoring position for Clements. As I'll bring up the third baseman, Garcia, to the plate. And the pinch runner comes in for Demons. As to be Cash Talbot. And that's going to do it for Parsad here in the top of the 8th. Gives up the double to Demons. And we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for Hightower. As we'll be right back here on Vype, Fort Bend. All tied up at 3. And back here on Vype, Fort Bend, all tied up at 3. Runner on second for Clements. Between Hightower and Clements. As Garcia, the third baseman, will come to the plate for Clements with a runner in scoring position. No outs. And a new pitcher is Tarpo for Hightower, after Parsad gave up the leadoff double. As counts 1-0. And that's hit hard. That's going to go into left field. Runner coming home, and no, he's going to stay put at third. But it'll be runners in the corners with no outs on a hard hit ball by Garcia. And it'll be the left fielder Miller coming to the plate. Runners in the corners, no outs. As count's going to be 1-0. And that's inside. 1-1. And on the corner for a strike. Counts 1-2.
Hey, come on!
And curveball, throw to second. It's going to be short, stolen base, and runners on second and third with an even count, 2-2. And foul back, stays alive at 2-2. And strike 3, caught him looking, and 1 away. See if Tarpo can hold the runners.
Outfield, get ready! Back!
And that pitch is low, 1-0. And another delay in the game. And it looks like it's going to be a automatic walk. And it's going to be bases loaded, 1 out for the first baseman, Kuchar. And that's grounded and fouled down the third base line. As counts 0-1. Here's the pitch. And that's lined right up the middle. And what a play by the center fielder. Another great catch by Payne, but a runner does score on a sac fly as Clements retakes the lead 4-3. It looked like it was going to go over Payne's head. Was able to make a leaping catch. And the throw at home was not in time as Clements retakes the lead at 4-3 over Hightower with 2 away in the inning. As we runners on first and second. And the umpire threw the ball to third base, and umpire says it was safe, so it'll still be 4-3 in the inning. As I'll bring up the right fielder Brown to the plate with 2 outs, and right down the middle for a strike. And throw to second. Able gets to the ball. Runner is safe. Dupo looks at second. Here's the pitch. Pitches outside. Throw to second. Hits the runner. And he's safe. As counts 1-1. Here's a 1-1. And swing and a miss with the changeup. And curveball just inside, counts even. And curveball popped. Looks like he'll stay in play, and Starnes is there to make the catch to route number 3. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. As Clements takes a 4-3 lead on the RBI single. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th as Clements leads it 4-3 over Hightower. And we're here at the bottom of the 8th as Clements leads it 4-3 over Hightower. And once again, final chance for Hightower. Score 2 at the bottom of the 7th, tie the game up at 3, send it into extras. And slider in there down low for a strike as Kuchar's on the mound. Was previously at first base, took over for Nafgar. Counts 0-1. Here's the pitch. And that's a fly ball. And the second baseman, Kunith, able to get under it for out number 1. As I'll bring up Jeremy Payne to the plate after Bowen is retired. Kuchar's ready. Here's the pitch. And slider in there for a strike. A lot of movement on that pitch. And swing and a miss with a slider for strike 2. Kuchar ahead in the count. And that's popped. Looks like he'll stay in the field. And what a catch by Timmons, the catcher, for out number 2. Diving catch. And it's 2 away. And Hightower's down to their final out. And final chance for Hightower. Could they have more 2-out magic? As the catcher Starnes comes to the plate. Two away in the 8th. Hightower down to their final out. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss with the slider as it's 0-1. And just below the knees. Counts at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And on the outside corner, outside, 2-1. And that's low, 3-1. Hitters count. Kuchar's ready. Here's the pitch. And inside, ball 4. And Hightower stays alive. And I'll bring up number 8. Roberto De Leo Ruiz to the plate. Here's the pitch, and softly grounded. Second baseman has it, tossed to first. Is not in time, and it's going to be runners on first and second, 2 outs. And Hightower has the tying run at second base, and the go-ahead run at first. Here they come once again. As Kunith was able to glove that one, and toss at the first is not in time. as De La Ruiz beat the throw out. And now bring up Turpo to the plate with 2 outs. Here's a pitch by Kuchar. Sliders in there for a strike down the middle. Base hit could tie the game. A double could win it. Here's the pitch. And fouled away, 0-2. And the Hurricanes down to their final strike. Here's the 0-2. And got a piece of it, fouled it away. Turpo stays alive. Here's the 0-2. And check swing. Looks like he held back. And he does. 1-2. Kuchar looks for the signal. Here's a 1-2. Here's the pitch. And curveball. Popped in the air, foul territory, and the catch is made for out number 3. And that will be the ball game as Clements wins it with a score of 4-3 over Hightower in 8 innings. And what a ball game this was as he led it 3-1 all game. And then Hightower able to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th to send it the extras. And then a go-ahead single in the top of the 8th for Clements to take a 4-3 lead. And Hightower makes it interesting in the bottom of the 8th, but unable to execute as Clements, for the final time tonight, win this ball game with a score of 4-3 over Hightower. As I'll do it tonight here on Vype Fort Bend. As I'm Justin Barbosa, have a great night, everybody. As I'll do it.